Hi guys, if you're looking for a fresh and new way for us to look at behavior and some of the reasons behind it, then this video is for you. Hi guys, in this video we're going to be taking a look at the don't exist injunction, which we spoke about in our last video. And we're really going to be diving into some of the behaviors which we might see and really some of the messages which as professionals, parents or organizations that are important for us to give our young people in order for them to kind of overcome the negative messages they have within themselves. So when we're speaking about the don't exist injunction, we are talking about some messages which the child has internalized, and some of those messages could be a feeling of worthlessness, as if them being there doesn't matter, they're not adding anything in terms of their existence. The feeling of not really belonging anywhere. There's no place where they feel that they can be safe. There's no place where they feel they can be fully accepted for who they are. And internal messages of, really feeling useless. So feeling as though that they don't add to anything, or when they do try, nothing really is produced. So just a real feeling of not feeling capable and not bringing anything to the party. And this message can really manifest through behaviors which are quite loud. And what I mean by loud behaviors is just behaviors which are easily discernible by us, i.e., a young person that may self-harm, or a young person who may rip up their work if they've made a mistake, or just in general, or may trash their room, so on and so forth. And it can also manifest through what I would call more quiet behaviors, which are obvious. So, for instance, it could be a young person who really pushes people away and doesn't really want to engage in relationships or in conversations with other people, and doesn't really want to build any bonds with anyone. Or a young person who really keeps himself to themselves. So maybe not physically pushing people away, but can be really secluded and doesn't really want to engage the outside world, but really wants to keep to themselves. So again, these are just a couple of behaviors which may be an indication of this internal message. And so if I'm working with a young person who may have this message, the kind of two things which come to mind when I think about just existing and what it really means to exist is, I know that I exist because people are aware of me, and I know that I exist because of the impact that I have on people. And this really brings me to the being stage in the cycle of development. And if you're new to this channel, there will be a link in the description which will outline the whole of the being stage. And the being stage is a really crucial time where those messages of belonging and knowing that your existence is important and impact that you have on the parent is noticeable and important. So some of the kind of messages which I would be giving out, or as we like to say in this channel, those affirmations would be, I'm really glad you're here and you belong here. These would be some of the messages which I would be really trying to make sure that I communicate to the young person. And if I'm working again in terms of really trying to bring about these messages, two of the key things which I would be looking at in order to make sure that I'm really hitting the target here is I need to be intentional about it. So in order to communicate this affirmation of them belonging here and them knowing that we want them to be here and that we're glad to see them, it's not something that's just going to happen out of thin air, but we need to be intentional about it, and it needs to be a consistent effort. So in the next couple of videos, I really want you to become aware of the fact that I will not give you a strategy or something to do which is a one-off that will fix everything. But in order to really bring long-lasting impact, there has to be a mindset of we're in this for the long run. because we really want this young child to really hear this message. And hearing a message once won't necessarily allow that young person to really feel and change the internal messages that they might have inside of them. So when it comes to really thinking about how we can manifest it, I would be making sure that on a daily basis, I would be verbally saying things which really affirm and allow the child to know that I want them there. So I may say, you know, this place is not the same without you, just as an example. But this is something that I would be doing on a daily basis. And so something else that I might do is I would allow the child to have maybe something small, maybe in the home or in the classroom, which has their name on it. And again, it sounds very, very simple, but having your name on something really gives out the message that, number one, you are important, and number two, that we are aware of you being here. And again, it seems like such a small gesture, but these small gestures can be really, really important in communicating to a young person that, yeah, there is a place for me here. I have a pen here. They thought about me. I belong here. Not only have they thought about me, but whenever I'm here, they tell me that they like me and they want me here. And it's a consistent thing. And it's not only in the good, which is another important point, but it's also when the behavior which is being displayed is negative and difficult to deal with. So yeah, that's it for today's video, guys. In our next video, we're going to be looking at the next injunction, which is don't be yourself. And again, as I've always said, if you've liked the content, please give it a thumbs up. Please like and subscribe and leave a comment. And also, if you have any questions about the content or you're dealing with some challenges with a young person, please don't hesitate to send me an email. Again, my email will be in the description below, and I'll be happy to give kind of any insight that might be helpful. But yeah, that's it for me, guys, and I'll see you next week.